Hi, it's Dorothy Guining with Scrapbooking Quebec, and the first thing I'd like to say is Happy New Year. I wish you all the very best this year, health and happiness. Now today's video is going to be a layout process video for the Punched Out Thursday YouTube collaboration. That's a YouTube collaboration where a few crafty YouTubers share ideas every Thursday on what to do with all those punches that are collecting dust in so many scrap rooms. And I'll put links to Ronnie's, Kathy's, and Krista's channels below, so be sure to check them out because they are so creative. And in January, my plan is to start with border punches. I've got about 50 of them and I use like one or two. And this is what I'll be using here today. So I picked out 3 border cartridges as well as a few other punches and some paper from Stampin' Up! I did a bit of preparation in advance, so I trimmed these 3 photos and matted them, and I made this frame style foundation, and I gutted 2 of the papers, and actually I matted my photos with that red cardstock which came from behind that foundation page. Here are the cartridges that I selected. Basically what I'm going to do to decorate this page is to make one of those Christmas trees with strips of paper, and I thought it would be a great opportunity to use border punches. And I'm going to kind of show you how I do this. I used to do this a long time ago. So I made myself a template. Basically it's 10 inches high and the base is 8 inches wide, and I made a triangle and I drew that on that white cardstock. And now what you see me doing is cutting out 3 borders in 3 different papers with 3 different cartridges. I did a bit more of this off camera, so in the end I end up having 3 12-inch strips to create this tree. And I'm trimming this, I'm cutting it I should say, at about 1 inch wide. They're not 100% precise, but that's basically more or less what it is. So now I'm going to show you all the other ones I cut off camera, and basically what I'm going to do is start covering up this triangle, this tree, with strips of paper. So what's important here is that you put enough adhesive on these strips, because later on what I'm going to do is cut through these strips. So if you don't have enough adhesive, the strips of paper will fall off, so just put enough adhesive. That's what I would recommend. And now all I'm doing is lining them up. So I'm putting one after the other, and I'm going to be using red, green, red, green, red, green, basically. And I really do love these border punches. They are so incredibly detailed. These ones here are from Creative Memories as well as Our Memories for Life. And let me tell you, this system works so well, but I never use them. So I'm hoping that in January, by forcing myself to use these for this collaboration, I'll kind of start using them more often. As you can see, I stopped my camera and while I adhered a whole bunch more of these strips of paper, and I'm continuing to finish to the top. And you'll also notice 2 lines at the top. I did that there just to point out to myself where the top of the tree will be, because right now, as you can see, it no longer looks like a tree. It almost looks like a pile of presents or a cake or something. So now what I'm going to do is draw on top of this. I want to know where to cut. So I'm just simply taking that template and taking a pencil and drawing over it. And as you can see, those scallops kind of went down over the edge, so I had to use a ruler to continue my line straight until the bottom of the tree. And now what I'm doing is lining it up in my Tim Holtz trimmer and simply slicing it. If you have a trimmer that isn't as heavy duty as this, you can cut this out by scissors. I've done this in the past. As a matter of fact, I've done this with washi tape. I've done it with ripped pieces of paper. I've done it with branding strips. So there's all kinds of possibilities here. Now what you see me doing is kind of playing around with placement. I've got 3 photos here, but you could also make this with 1 or 2 photos. I mean, one lovely photo up in the top right-hand corner would look great. So now what I'm doing is adhering everything to the page, and once this is down, then I'm going to decorate my tree, then add a title as well as some journaling, and that's it. The tree itself kind of makes up the whole page. You don't have to do a whole lot after that. So now what I'm doing is getting out a few other punches. So I have a 3/4 inch circle punch here, and I'm cutting out a bunch of circles in that glittery paper, again from Stampin' Up. And all I'm doing is making Christmas balls to put all over the tree. And I will adhere those to the tree with mini glue dots. I find that glittery paper sometimes is hard to glue on, and it works better with these mini glue dots. Also, especially because I'm adhering it to many layers of paper. Once that's down, I do want a base to my tree. Now I could have used a simple square, but I went into my punches and I found a label punch, and I thought that looked nice. It just looks more like a fancy pot. And I didn't have the proper size star punch to put on top of my tree. So off camera with those Stampin' Up dies, I cut myself out a glittery star. So I'm adhering that to the top of the tree. And also off camera, I cut out my title. So I have two different sets of dies. One of them I cut out Christmas, and the other one, those numbers there, 2019. So I cut it out in the glittery paper as well as the red paper and adhered one on top of the other. Now what you see me doing is creating a tag, and that's where my journaling is going to go. So that's the Delightful Tag Topper. Actually, it's a current punch by Stampin' Up, and I'm cutting myself out a reinforcer. That's with a small hole punch as well as a 1/2 inch circle punch, and I did that in the glittery paper as well, and I'm just going to add a bit of twine to that. And then what I'll do is simply tuck it under that photo in the bottom right corner, and I will do my journaling there. And basically, once I get that down and my title in place, my page is done. Like I said, that tree kind of takes up a lot of room. So in my case anyway, I don't want to add a whole lot more decorating to the page simply because the tree kind of takes a lot of space. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to Scrapbooking Quebec, I would love it if you did. Also, don't forget to check out the other ladies who are participating in this collaboration. They are full of amazing ideas, and I put their links in the comments below, so be sure to check them out. Anyway, again, Happy New Year. Thank you so much for watching my videos and for checking out my channel. I really do appreciate it. I wish you all the best this year. Thank you so much and have a great day.